What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben and welcome back to another episode of Ben Builds with Joe. We are back on the bench with our 1/48 scale Tamiya Bf109, and today, guys, we're going to be trying to paint that desert camo. That's the main goal for the episode. Now we're going to be coating the top of the wings, the top of the fuselage, and the top of the rear tail with an RLM 79. That's kind of a desert tan color. We have it here by Model Air, so that should be pretty easy to go ahead and paint. But of course, before I do that, I want to try my hand again with the stencils like I did last episode. I want to try doing a marbling coat. So I've got my stencils all ready to go, and we're going to be trying something that one of my subscribers mentioned I might want to try, and that is using white. So thanks, Drew, for the idea. We're going to be using white here, kind of trying to give a little bit of stark variation, but also to kind of give it a bit of a paint fade as well. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it out. And I also want to go ahead and couple that with a very light tan color. So we have our mission models. This is another light tan color that we have here. We're going to try that along with the white for our marbling coat and then overcoat it with the RLM 79. So I don't know how that's going to go, but well, we're going to try it out. Also, once that's all finished up, we're going to then come back in with an RLM 80. And that's going to be the dark green. And that's going to be those kind of leopard spots all over the top of the brown areas here on the aircraft. So I'm hoping that that's going to be cool. But first, of course, we have to do that marbling pattern, and then we have to overcoat it with the RLM 79. So let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse and get that all squared away. We also have to do a little bit of masking too, because on the one side, we want to make sure that we have that wing root still in that light blue color. So let's go ahead and mask off the other side, and then we're going to jump into paint, and fingers crossed, we're going to make this look decent, you know? So let's just try it. All right, everybody, so we have the brown all the way here on the aircraft, and you can kind of see, at least off camera, you can see the difference between the white and the light tan. It's an interesting kind of combination, so I like it. I don't know how well you can see it here on the actual camera, but I'm happy with it. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to that dark green. We pulled out the RLM 80. We're going to load it into the airbrush here, and we're just going to attempt to reproduce as close as we can to what we see in pictures. So let's try it. right, not too bad. I have to say we are done with the RLM 79 and the RLM 80, and aside from one little spot here on the side that I just held too long, you can see it right here, that giant green spot, which I absolutely just hate, that has to be removed and redone, but everything else looks okay. I'm not exactly 100% happy with it, but I think for never having done this before, it's all right. I'm gonna let that slide. So we're gonna go ahead and unmask so we can see the demarcation line between the wings and the fuselage to make sure we didn't have any issue with that. And well, I think we're going to go ahead and just kind of take a pause on this for tonight. I'm not exactly certain how this is going to go. I have a lot of other things I can do with this. I can do a wash, I can do some panel line accents, I can come back in and do maybe a coating of buff. Just a really, really thin coating of buff to try to kind of fade everything out. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm not 100% happy with the leopard spots. I don't know what it is about them. They're just not quite there for me. So I'm going to kind of fool around with a couple more ideas, but I think we're just going to have to come back and touch up a few areas here and there. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it was a shorter episode today, but I just really wanted to go ahead and take a lot of time with just the leopard spots here and try to get that camo all worked out. Like I said, I'm not 100% happy with it, but I think it's going to be okay for today. So we're going to go ahead and let this dry, and we'll be back next episode. You know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool. Make sure to drop by Joe's channel, give him a thumbs up, tell him Ben sent you, and we'll see you back here on the next episode of Ben Builds with Joe. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you soon.